Hello, welcome to Hope for Flint. I'm your host, Kristen Wolosinovich. So excited today, as always. You know, I have my dear friends. Hello, Dr. Chuck Wilson, Marcus Harris. I am a little mad I haven't seen either one of you in some time, but I'm hoping this interview will make up for it.
It will.
Definitely rekindle.
Hello, handsome gentlemen, both with the Renew Group Foundation and actually our dear sweet friends, collaborators, and neighbors here in the Ferris Wheel Studio. Well, you've been to our office before, but what do you think of the studio, Dr. Wilson? I'll start with you.
Christian, definitely an upgrade. I mean, the first operation was upscale and first class, but this is amazing.
Isn't this great?
Wow. Yeah, you're doing phenomenal.
Oh, we're so excited.
You and Karen and got it going on. It's been nice.
Thank you, the whole team. You know, it's a team effort. Without Zach, we'd be nothing. Just kidding, Zach.
Let's give a big shout out to Zach.
Big shout out to my producer, Zach. But thank you so much. And I'm so excited to have you both. You're both very busy. And Dr. Wilson's in town. And Marcus, you are a very busy man as well. So to have you both here is a true honor and privilege. So for our viewers and listeners, tell us a little bit about the history of the Renew Group.
Well, the history of the Renew Group actually started in Florida.
Okay. Which is where you're from.
Well, I live in Florida.
There. It's not where you're from. It's where you currently reside. Yes.
So I'm from North Carolina. I'm a Carolina boy.
Okay.
So, I have to give a shout out to Carolinians, right?
Yes.
But it's been a
Panthers? Is it the Panthers? What's the team?
It's the Carolina Panthers.
See, I'm no dummy.
But I spent a majority of my life in Hawaii.
Okay.
So we got to give the University of Hawaii a shout out. So big part of my life spent in Hawaii and some of my life in Florida. So the Renew Group started there and still exists as a nonprofit.
Okay.
Where we focus on family strengthening services, divergent services, case management types of cases. My background is social work.
Okay.
And so over the years, as a social worker, you expand your business. You expand what you do, your services. And over the years, we've been able to work in Hawaii, North Carolina, Missouri, etc. And so we now have a great opportunity, and we're doing great work here in Flint, Michigan.
So why Flint, Michigan, sir? I know the gentleman to your right was kind of instrumental in you coming here. Tell us a little bit about that, your relationship, friendship, and why you're here.
So roughly about 25 years ago, a good friend of mine, Van Johnson, from Flint, Michigan, was actually singing with Michael Bolton, the superstar Michael Bolton, later to be a lead singer for Yanni. And she and I became very good friends while I was at the University of Hawaii. And about, actually be 2 years, September 27th.
27th.
Wow.
27th, where she transitioned. She passed away as a result of cancer.
Okay.
And so during that time, while she was ill, I was traveling back and forth to California to visit her and see her, kind of operating as a social worker for my friend. And she asked me, she said, Chuck, that stuff that you do in the community.
You know what you do.
That stuff that you do, helping people. She didn't know how to word it or phrase it. She said, I need for you to do that in Flint. Will you promise me? And I said, yes. Now, during the time that we were visiting, I got a chance to meet her daughter, Shan, and her son-in-law, Marcus. And so Marcus and I had a connection musically. So when we met, I could hear he asked me, did I sing? And I said, no, I used to, that type of thing. And, Marcus has this very high voice.
He's a great singer.
Great. So I said, do you sing? Of course. He says, yes, I sing. Right. So I said, well, he said, yeah, I live in Flint. I said, Flint? I said, do you know Jeff LaValle? We giving Jeff LaValle
shout out to Jeff LaValle. Maestro, Jeff LaValle.
Yeah. And so all of a sudden we connected. We knew a lot of the same people from the gospel music.
Sure.
And so we really connected. And after Van transitioned, I reached out to Marcus and said, listen, I made your mother-in-law a promise, and I want to fulfill that. And he said, why don't you come to Flint, check us out. Come and see what we're doing here. And I got on a plane, came to Flint. Now, I have to tell you the story about the Ferris wheel. So I said, well, we need to find some office space. So he took me to this. I'm not going to call any names or say any areas, but he took me to this one building. and I just didn't feel it. It was dark, and it was, it just wasn't my spirit.
You weren't vibing with that.
No. And so we immediately walked in. He said, well, let's go into this other building. And as soon as we walked through the doors, Heather Kell was standing
Shout
there.
out to Heather Kell too,
Shout out to
baby.
Heather. So the vibe was right. I hadn't even gone up to any of the offices. This is a true story.
Right.
We walk in, and so Marcus is in this, that, and the other, and Heather's like really, engaging, kind of vibe. And I said, okay, this is it.
You felt it.
Yeah. So she's like, well, don't you want to see the office space? I said, okay, sure. But we made the decision right there, sight unseen, the office space, that this is where we want to be, because it felt...
The energy was so electric.
It was very positive here. And so that's how the relationship with the Ferris wheel began.
I love it.
And it has expanded. And of course, we met Karen, you and Karen, and things have blossomed. And Marcus, Dr. Yo, Sophia, others on our team are doing such a phenomenal job here in Flint. We're building our relationships with so many organizations
of the community,
and having the opportunity to do great things here, especially when we talk about Hope for Flint and the various things that we're doing. Your projects is amazing.
And Marcus Harris, born and raised Flintstone, very, very deep rooted within the community. Lots of strong relationships. And you and I have had this conversation quite a bit, especially what the city has gone through within the past 6-7 years. It's not trustworthy, for good reasons. There's a lot of trust issues, and it's not always the easiest to come into the city and tap into it. So what happens is when you connect with strong leaders and you build that trust and they bring you into the community, it only manifests. You know what I mean? It only spreads. And I think Marcus and Sophia too were instrumental in kind of guiding you. I mean, you picked the Ferris wheel, which perfect choice. But I think these two were really kind of instrumental in connecting you with the neighborhoods and the people, because that's really what the Renew Group is about. Would you agree with that?
Absolutely. Connecting is very, very important, yes.
Yes, and I think too, Marcus, Marcus, you're a big name here, and if you're going to put something out there, it means everything to you.
Yeah, I think what you're saying is 100% true. From the start of the conversation, we were talking about what kind of different things do you do, in the different cities of Carolina, Florida, Hawaii. I'm like, well, these are the things that we want to do in Flint, Michigan as well. And he was like, well, I haven't been there, in years, as far as on a music stance. I'm like, well, why don't you just come? We're family now, and let's see what we can possibly do together.
Right.
And
let's assess.
Like what Dr. Wilson said, we walked in the Ferris wheel at the time, and I think we actually are one of the pioneers, like the first businesses that were here, because we had to wait to actually move into the office. So at that point, he was like, let's get it. I don't need to see it. And I think it was 2 months before he even stepped foot in the office.
And isn't it how it's evolved? It's
definitely
insane. We come in here and it is packed and electric, and there's so much vibrancy. It's pretty magical. And I know, Marcus, one of your core objectives is healthcare. And the Renew Group had a health summit, focusing on the counteracting lead exposure, right? That was in April?
We had a healthcare summit that was at the end of March, and it was called Cancer, Lead and Health Summit. It was a powerful educational tool that we used. We had in a lot of some of the world's leading from the Moffitt Cancer Foundation coming in as guest speakers. We had the world-renowned singers from Full Force come in as well as a cancer champion. And he's been back multiple times, spending time here in Flint. But the main component of it was to share how to live with it, not necessarily what happened, because it's now you're in this process. It's happened. How do you deal with it, and how do you prevent it?
How you move forward and prevention.
And the design was not to have it to be a soundbar, to not have anything successfully come out of it, to change. We are change agents. That's what we want to do. So we educated them, we equipped them, and then we wanted them to go back into the community and say, what things can I do to impact the community?
That's right.
As far as in a healthier community, a more educated community. Because there's other things that involve lead other than water. So many times we're focusing on just lead in water, but we're not focusing on lead in different paints or focusing on lead exposure and different toxins or chemicals that we use. So you have to look at that and doing a whole assessment, see where you're at first, and then know how you're going to counteract that. So,
that's exactly right. And I think too, during the summit, I was able to attend it, and it was just talking about the whole mind, body, soul. Definitely. And treating it with diet, exercise, countering it. There's such a massive mindset that goes with it. And you guys, so that was kind of your first, jump. Well, let's go backwards just a little bit. So you find your space, you get in here, you and Dr. Yvonne, right? Big shout out to Dr. Yo.
Dr. Yo.
Dr. Yo.
Yeah, she's beautiful and she's amazing. So you come in, you meet the community, you assess, and then you start to plan. And the summit was kind of one of the first events that you launched. And now we're having you here because it has now snowballed. I mean, now we have so much more to talk about with the Renew Group. I'm going to let you talk more, but real quickly, Marcus, let's talk about when Dr. Wilson comes in during the winter months. I was laughing because I saw him in the summer, and I think it's the first time I haven't seen him in layered up,
definitely,
and cold, and coming to Flint because, like you said, Tampa, you're really a tropical guy, and now we bring you into the polar Arctic vortex. So if that ain't commitment, baby,
that's definitely it.
I don't know what it is. So let's talk a little bit about endeavors because you've adopted a school now. Tell us a little bit about that effort.
So about the school, actually, this is the second time we've adopted a school. The first time actually was a school a little further down the street, Doyle Ryder Elementary.
Okay.
We actually was a co-sponsor to John Beckett, which is a gospel artist, to raise money for the school to get a new furnace.
Oh, wow.
So that was something that we were very proud to do, and still supporting as a whole is with that. But currently, we're in a mentoring partnership with Burton Glen Charter School. So we're mentoring students to basically education, attendance, and responsibility.
Love that.
This program has been going on for a couple months now as part of a summer enrichment program, and we're looking further to branch off and do some different things. And Dr. Wilson can go and put another layer on top of that and show what we're doing in the future next couple of days.
Yeah, we're just completing our summer enrichment program. Has been very successful. I think tomorrow is our last day for the summer. And so we'll go ahead and give a shout out to two of our students. We're going to give them Microsoft tablets. They don't know. So by the time this is seen, they would have already received their tablets.
Definitely. I love it.
And we want to make sure that we mention our partners, Microsoft and NIV.
Okay.
We wouldn't have been able to do any of these things.
Microsoft. You've heard of them.
Yes, Microsoft. Matter of fact, when we've been doing these summits now for about 4 years.
Okay.
It was the first one we've done here in Flint, but we do them in health and safety. We do them in security. We do a lot of different types of summits. And the first one we did here in Flint, we were also able to give away a Microsoft tablet to someone, and we were also able to give a scholarship away. I think her name is Shawanda.
Yes,
give
definitely.
Shawanda. She'll start, I think, the University of Michigan in a few weeks.
Don't get them mixed up, Doctor.
I know, right?
We're
sorry.
We're Go Green, though.
Wow.
Just for the record.
Wow. You're talking to a U of M graduate, so that's the end of our show, folks. Thank you. So, but exactly, how amazing is that?
Yeah, and so it has blossomed into so many different things. We have another program for adult women going from assistants to no assistants. Dr. Yo is leading.
I love that.
Called Prestigious Women. And so that's another program. We have a spinoff from our summer program with the school that we just adopted, where we'll focus on grades, attendance, and behavior, as Marcus was saying, for the fall and spring. We will be working with the teachers and as well as the administrators, and using dashboards, using technology to track our students, how to look at their success and things that will maybe prevent them from being successful as students, teachers, or administrators. So, and we're using, I'll give a shout out to NIV Inc. NIV Inc. is a big data analysis company that does a lot of work with the LA County School District, a lot of school districts. And when they say they were going to partner with us here in Flint, that is huge opportunity for us. And then to have Microsoft to be able to say, hey, listen, we'll co-sponsor some of your events and tablets, like our chess institute is going to be phenomenal.
That is amazing.
Amazing.
I love chess. Do you like chess, Marcus?
I like to watch chess.
Do you like to play it?
I have not, but we'll be learning soon.
I've always loved that game.
Beat us, right?
Yeah. So that's why you like to watch.
Right. They probably would just beat me.
These kids.
Yes, and so
it's rigged.
So for our first graders and second graders, third graders, fourth graders, who can compete on a national level in chess, be sponsored by Renew Group right here in Flint, Michigan at the Ferris wheel. We want champions, not just in chess, but in the world, in behavior, in changing our world today. We need to reset. We need to reset.
You are speaking my love language.
If we don't invest in our young people from birth.
That's a foundation.
All people, not just black people, white people, but all people.
Definitely.
We want Renew Group is about renewing all people.
It's a human thing, baby.
Right. We're for all people. We don't care. We just want to make sure that we call it our Love World Tour. That's what we really call it. That's our back office talk. We want to love everybody through what we do. And whether it's in Flint, whether it's in Honolulu, whether it's in Winston-Salem, North Carolina, Tampa, Florida, Washington, D.C., wherever it is.
It's all inclusive.
It's all inclusive, exactly.
Yeah, and Kristen, I'm just thinking about this. There's so many activities that's happening downtown.
It's insane.
When you think of chess, think of big cities like New York. You're walking and you see, playing chess, like the old school way of communication. And it's also a component of teaching them how to communicate. Technology now for most school-age students is basically texting. It's not in person. So can you picture something like in Brush Park? You have benches set up, you have tables.
And it's a chess game everywhere.
It's a chess game going everywhere.
I'm seeing it.
An intergenerational connection and relationship building, and having people to have it's okay to talk one-on-one. It's okay to be different. Then just imagine going to the market, being able to grab some food, and then you can just have a stroll downtown. The vision of that, and this component bringing everything together. So I think it's right in line and right in sync on what we're looking for as building the city.
When does that start launching?
In a few weeks. Actually, I want to give credit to Attorney Danny, who was also a part of the Ferris wheel. It was his idea that he brought to us.
Yes,
and so we want to make sure that we give credit to him. He's been doing this for a while.
It's amazing.
And we want to make sure that we give him credit for the idea. We're marrying what we do. And so
it's a collaboration.
In the next few weeks, yes, absolutely. And that's what we're all about, is collaborating.
So let us know when we're launching, and we'll make sure we scream from the mountaintops about it. But
Definitely.
Marcus, let's talk about this real quickly. So you're kind of looking at this evolution within the 6 years, and you kind of look at a city that often operated in silos. So you had organizations, but they kind of were mutually exclusive. Have you not seen the shift of now the overlap and the collaboration and working together? Not only that, the energy downtown. So we knew the economic downtown was starting to happen, right? And now you're seeing it exponentially grow, and now you're seeing it hitting the neighborhoods.
Definitely.
And you're seeing Civic Park and the north side, the east side, south side. You're seeing it come together, and it's reaching. I mean, don't get me wrong, there's a lot of work to be done, but my goodness, have we not come so far?
Yeah, I think it's one of those things. It's a video out on YouTube. It's called The Lone Nut. And it shows a old school Woodstock party, and everyone's just standing around, and this guy gets up and he just starts flinging his hands and arms, and everyone's watching him. But throughout the video, you show that one person comes, then it's two, then it's four, and then about 7 minutes inside of this video, everyone's dancing. So what I'm saying, it has to be a movement. It has to be someone has to start the wave. Then when you start, you're that is kind of, it's like if you never had some food, you want someone else to taste it first.
It's contagious.
And that's what you're experiencing right now. And then it's just building that, refining it, renewing it, and then doing it over again.
Resetting.
Yes. So that's what we're experiencing. It's very exciting. The energy's there. But I think we've always had good people. We've always had good energy.
Always.
We always had creativity, but
always.
It's being that timing, that syncness, and sometimes refocusing on what's important.
Well, I totally concur with you. We've always had that grit and that resilience, but I think now having the Dr. Wilsons, having new energy come in and meet us and reignite we're reigniting ourselves, but to have it now attract and attain massive talent and beautiful energy, what a gift. Truly, awesome. What a gift. Okay, moving on. My goodness, lots to cover. A book. We got a book.
Yeah, we got a new book coming out.
Awesome. No big deal. Look at this. And a book. Okay, tell us about the book.
So, this is my second book.
Definitely.
And actually, 2018, I was visiting my mother. Hi, Mom. And
shout out. We got a lot of shout outs
Dr. Brenda Rowdy, yes, the best mom in the world.
We got a lot of people to thank.
I was going somewhere. We were working on a campaign in Missouri. And so I had to go to North Carolina to see my mom a week early before Mother's Day. You can't miss Mother's Day. So when I land, a friend of mine calls me and says, "Hey, listen, can you come to my school? We're having a book fair." I'm like, "A book fair?" And it's a K-5 school. I said,
I love it.
My first book is for adults, self-help book. She said, "No, I just want, the students to meet an author, blah, blah, blah." I said, "Okay." So I get in an Uber, go to the school. And when I get there, I meet this young lady named Kiara. And Kiara says, "Hey, I had this cool jacket on." She's like, "That's a really cool jacket."
Right?
Exactly.
Go figure. Go ahead.
So she wants to take a picture and all that. But anyway, I do my little thing, and then we go in the book fair. And I realized that some of the kids didn't have the resources. Some of their parents weren't able to come to buy books. And so I did what I could to buy books for those who didn't have. And I started reading through some of the books. I'm not going to call the names of the books. But I realized that some of the books were talking about how to be a billionaire. Like some billionaires had written books.
Can you buy that book for me, Dr. Wilson, please? Okay, go on. I get it.
This is for K-5. So
yeah, come on. Let's be realistic, right?
They're talking about their bankruptcy. I'm thinking, wait a minute. This is K-5. Why are we talking about this? And I started thinking about, on my way home to my mom's house, I started thinking about how I was raised. And my mom, Dr. Brenda Rowdy, little short 4'11" woman, would give me and my sister Crystal, who's a teacher now.
Shout out to Crystal.
Yeah. A mission every morning. This is what we had. This is every morning. Before we looked at the Three Stooges or Popeyes, you had to say your prayers, make your bed, and you had to make sure that you've done everything around the house before you cut the TV on and walk out that door to get on the school bus. Wow. And then she would tell us, your mission.
You know how important that is.
Your mission at school today is to learn and teach something. That's what my mom taught us. Every day, every day, I still remember it, right? And I'm thinking, well, I need to write a book. Now, so the name of the book is called Be You. Okay. Like B-E, the letter U, right?
Okay.
Meet Pierre the penguin. So how that came to be was, I'm me. I dress differently. I'm a social worker. And people say, "Hey, a social worker with red glasses, with these funny looking pants."
I ain't telling you my problems.
Right. Well, no, they do.
I know they do. Oh, trust me. I know.
But I've been allowed to be me because of how I was raised, right? Now, being you means being your best you, not being you being your worst.
Yeah.
So that charge that my mother gave me daily was to be your best self. So be you really means be your best self. And it's for K-5. We have a song. I have some great friends that have written a song for me. Dance version to it and all that type of stuff. And
the remix.
Yeah, got the little remix.
Wiki, yes.
And so Pierre, my favorite artist, I was a big kid as a child. And my mom, being a single parent, really couldn't afford to buy me the nice clothes.
Okay.
Right? But she would always say, one day you'll be able to do these things. But don't focus on that. Your job is to learn, right? So don't focus on that. But I would look at TV and I would look at their various things. So my favorite dresser was Fred Astaire. I thought the guy was he was cool. He could dance. He had really good. Smooth guy, right? And then Pierre Cardin had these commercials about cologne. But then I realized Pierre Cardin was a designer, right? And so I would cut grass and I would do little things to keep money in my pocket, that type of thing. So what I would do, I would go to a place called Mr. Hostile to buy Pierre Cardin socks. They had the little P's that went up the side of the socks. I'm a kid now.
Right.
Right.
So this was a young age. You started establishing that style.
Right. So and then I have people that know me know I kind of wobble when I walk. some people think I'm trying to be cool, but I really have a little wobble. And so
we call that swag.
Some people say, Chuck, you walk like a penguin. So some people will call me Penguin as a nickname.
Okay, so this is where all this is.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right. So I put the word, I put together Pierre, meet Pierre the Penguin.
Yeah.
Right. So Pierre has red glasses, and the penguin wears shoes, so it's different. So anyway, this book is all about addressing the issues in school.
Yes.
Respect, discipline, bullying, and getting your lessons in school, having a mission, going to school.
That's right.
So
when does the book come out?
It comes out in about 2 weeks.
Yes.
Awesome.
I can't wait to see it.
So we got a big social media campaign. Matter of fact, we're here today. We had a videographer who's doing a documentary.
I know.
They're doing a documentary.
That's the other thing. Check this box, right?
Yeah.
The documentary and just doing some beautiful things.
Yeah, I have to give credit. I have to say thank God, not thank anybody else other than my mother, but thank God for the opportunity to have a documentary and to be able to include people that impact our lives. Not many people have that opportunity, and to look at your body of work, not just in Flint, but North Carolina. And I say to young people, hey, what you do now will be your history. And to be able to think about it and say you have 1,000 people that have something good to say about you. And I may have some people that have some bad things to say too, but to have people to want to say something good about your work and how you live your life. Really, I'll be 50. I'll be 53 this week, and I'm starting to reflect on my life, right? And so it's so important to be able to reflect and say, you know what? I've had some ups and downs, I've had some challenges, but through it all, I'm still here and I'm doing the best that I can.
But without that struggle, there would be no strength.
Right.
That's exactly right. And we talk about leaders. You're both huge, massive leaders, respective leaders within your communities. And what I find so inspiring is that we were talking to a big leader last night, and I said, you have changed the world. He really has. He's changed lives. He's help eradicate the opioid epidemic or treat it here within Flint. I mean, he's a big name. You know him, Marcus. I said, my gosh, your legacy is amazing. And he says, it's not me, it's my people that have helped me. Like he doesn't, it's humble, it's humility and and gratitude. So I'm listening to you, and it's the same language that you're saying is, I'm so grateful to be able to make these changes. Definitely. But the shout outs you give, I can't do it if it wasn't for this person or that person or this person. But I think it's also, that's what I said to him, and it's what I'll say to both of you. People see the beauty that you both bring. People see the amazing things you do within the community. And it's like that law of attraction. They want to contribute in some way. We can't be as big as you both are, Definitely. But we can at least say, hey, here's what I can do. And I think that's been a part of both the success for both of you.
Miracles and gifts are not self-centered. Whenever you've been given a miracle, it can't be just for you.
Yes.
A miracle is for everyone.
Yes.
A gift should not be. It's not a gift. If you receive something that's a miracle, and you say it was just for me and mine. It's not a miracle.
No.
Right.
Exactly. It's not even
That's
a gift.
That's not how it rolls.
You're given those. You have those things that happen to you in life, with this in relationships, your finances, your health. You have those challenges, and you overcome those challenges, which equal to a miracle to share and say, hey, let me help you. Let me give you some advice. Let me lend this to you. Let me share this with you so you can get through it. That's what it's all about.
That's what it's about. You both do that. You both do that. I love you both. I'm not mad at you anymore. See, I knew this interview would totally change my anger. It was a quick fix.
Thank you for your forgiveness.
You guys, the Renew Group, Dr. Chuck Wilson, Marcus Harris, and the team, the entire team. Sophia, Dr. Yo,
Robin, so many other people.
Yes. The Ferris wheel, Heather coming in, like the evolution. Like I feel same with us, with Hope for Flint. And feel like we've kind of evolved together, like as a family, and it's only growing and getting bigger and bigger. And
Rashonda, we forgot about Rashonda.
Oh, Rashonda.
Rashonda, yes.
The massive collaboration, the beauty, the work you guys are doing within the community. I love you both, and I can't thank you both. And like you said, starting with these kids, this is what it's about, and helping change these kids because they live a different life, and we need to reset them. And that's the truth. They're so engaged and mobile and technology, and they're not talking, and they're Snapchatting, and we have to shift that because now they're dealing with a lot of mental health issues and coping skills and adversity skills.
Definitely.
And engagement skills. And we've got to change that narrative. And I think you both are doing it. So I cannot wait for more summits. I cannot wait to see the chess initiative launch. That's Marcus. I ain't gonna beat by no first grader. Okay. Maybe third grader. I think I might be able to take.
We still have time to learn.
We
I'm
do.
A quick learner.
Burton Glen Charter School, the mentorships that you guys are doing within the schools, the book. Can't wait to brag about the book and the documentary.
Yes. Can't say thank you enough for that opportunity, but make sure we want to say thank you to NIV Inc. and to Microsoft. Thank you for it.
Definitely.
Oh, thank you so much. And I also would like to give a shout out to our very own Karen Smith.
Yeah, Karen.
That's our girl, right?
Yes.
Who made this connection and said, holy cow, we've got to jump on. She sticks to it, and she jumped on board,
Definitely.
and she was it. So big, great gratitude to her. All right, that's all we got. Renew Group, check them out, right?
Mm-hmm.
Check them out. Renew.org, see what they're doing. Check them out at the Ferris wheel. You can reach out. You guys are all over the city.
Definitely.
When he's in town, we see him all over the city, you and Dr. Yo. And again, an honor and privilege to have you both. Marcus Harris, Dr. Chuck Wilson, you both are definitely hope for Flint.
Thank you, Karen.